Hey everybody, happy Friday. I figured I would come on this morning before before I really get started with my day. Um, and today I'm going to talk about something that is a pretty hot topic right now, which is the keto diet. And I took some time this week to really look at it and to really evaluate what the research says and just what I know about it and experiences that I've seen from people I know who are following it. And certainly I will welcome feedback from those of you who have personal experience with what you've learned from it, from following it, and what kind of experiences you have felt when you followed it, good or bad. So if you aren't familiar with me, I'm a registered dietitian and an entrepreneur, and I'm Jillian McMullen, that's my name. And I just love to talk about things that are new in nutrition and help you clarify the things that get so confusing between the media and what's real and what's not, and clarify some of the research and things that we always hear about with nutrition and trying to figure out what is and what isn't. So with the keto diet, the one thing that I want to let you be aware of is that ketogenesis kind of gets thrown around. And when I did a lit review, it was really hard for me to find studies that were done before this year that refer to keto or ketogenesis type diets that were not described as just low carb, high protein diets. And when we're talking about the keto diet that people are following today, this year, that's not the type of diet that we're talking about. We're talking about diets where people are following a high fat, relatively high protein and low carb diet. So this is not just your typical low carb, high protein diet. A true keto diet is about 70 to 75% fat, 5 to 10% carbs, and about 20 to 25% protein. So this type of diet is mostly fat based. And the rationale for that is that our bodies prefer glucose, which is what carbohydrates are converted to when we eat them, for energy. And your brain actually takes up a lot of energy, takes up a lot of glucose to continue to run. That's kind of what our bodies run off of, is our brain. Now, when your brain doesn't have glucose, and usually that will happen when you're not eating a lot of carbs, then the brain is going to want to start eating up something for energy. And the liver is what produces glucose when you're not eating it or during fasting states. Now, when you run out of the glucose stores, then your liver is going to start producing ketones. And that's what happens with a keto diet when you start going into something called ketosis. Now, this diet is not really new. It's been around for the purposes of people who have epilepsy and they've not been responsive to conventional treatments like medication. So I have certainly taught people how to follow it because that's what it's been used for. It is a therapeutic diet, and it works for those types of purposes. It's a relatively new concept for weight loss and other things like improved focus, even improved endurance in athletes, and just other people notice improved energy and all that great stuff. So the question I'm trying to answer for you is it really all it's cracked up to be? Is it this miracle diet, especially now that we've learned that low-fat diets really aren't the answer? Is this the one that we need? Is a high-fat diet the answer? And when I did this review, there wasn't a lot out there. There were some good review studies that found some conflicting information, and it kind of came out to the best thing I could find was that a keto diet does in fact raise your good cholesterol, your HDL, and your triglycerides. It lowers both good things. You don't want that. It does yield weight loss, but when they compared it to your traditional low-calorie, low-fat diet, it didn't cause any more weight loss than those types of diets. As far as improving mood, initially after 8 weeks in this one particular study, it did improve mood. But no better than your typical low-calorie, low-fat diet. And after about, I think the study period was a year, the people on the keto diet and went back to their baseline mood and emotional levels, were the ones on just your regular low-fat diet stayed with the improved mood. So that probably isn't the results you were wanting me to report, but that's just what it was. That's what they found. And it's not really what they were looking for either, the researchers, but it's what they found. They found in another study done on 106 obese individuals that after 1 year, the people lost 30 pounds, which was great, but so did the ones on the traditional low-fat, low-calorie diet. So probably not the results you want me to say, but that's just what happened. But here's the thing, and you can read my post because I go into a lot more detail about it. There was another study not done. It was after 6 months, they only lost about 3 pounds, and the ones on your traditional low-carb diet lost only 1.5 pounds. Not really anything to get excited about. And then after 6 months, they really couldn't give you measurements because compliance wasn't there. They were no longer compliant. And this type of diet, you have to be really, really compliant. There's no cheat days allowed on a keto diet. If you have a cheat day, you're going to throw yourself out of ketosis, and then you got to start all over. And you can't expect ketosis to happen overnight. It's gonna, because your body's got stores. Your body's got glucose stores that it has to run out of. So it's going to take maybe 2 weeks, sometimes 2 months. So you're not going to see those results you're looking for right away. The body is a really well-made machine. So our bodies are designed to function on glucose. And if you're in a fasting state, you fast for a day, you're not going to automatically go into ketosis. It's just not how it works. So it is going to take a little bit of time, and that's why you can get into measuring your urine with ketone strips and really learning, am I in ketosis? And it can be a very in-depth study, or it can be like a study for yourself, but it can be a very in-depth process. And if you're really diligent, you're the type A personality, you're willing to count carbs, fat, and protein, then it might be something worthwhile for you to do. And the reason I say that, because I haven't really given you any great reasons to do it so far, is because I don't think that we know a lot about it yet, not for these purposes anyways. But for me to say don't do it because we don't have enough I don't know if it's fair to say that about the keto diet yet. And you're probably sure to know somebody who did the Atkins diet or the Weight Watchers diet or any of those diets out there, South Beach, and they're still doing it to this day for, maybe the last 27 years, and it's changed their life and they've lost the weight and they've kept it off. The bottom line is that there's not a diet out there that is going to be the miracle for everybody and solve our obesity epidemic. There just isn't. There is not anything out there that we know of to this day that is going to help everyone. And if it works for you and you're getting results and it's something that you could follow for the long haul, then go ahead and try it. And the reason why I'll say that is because some of these studies did evaluate, is this safe for long term? And what they all reported is that, yeah, it is. There's not any reason they could find that it was unsafe for long term, which is very opposite in my dietitian mind. I would think it's not safe, but from what they could tell, there wasn't any reason that it could be unsafe. So if it's something that you think you could diligently do, for me, eating that much fat doesn't sound fun to me. Eating a lot of fat does sound fun, but eating mostly fat really doesn't. So this is kind of not, I don't think it's for everybody, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that are doing it. So if you are doing it, you've had great results, or you've not had great results, I'd love to hear from you and hear what your thoughts are on the keto diet. So hope you guys have a great weekend. If you know anybody that's doing this diet or you've thought about it, feel free to share it out with them, because we want to hear their comments and what their thoughts are. And thanks for watching. Thank you, Lane, for always coming on and being supportive. and check out my blog post for more detail on it. Have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you next time.